Hey guys, Paulo from CongaChops.com here, and welcome to our series of quick tip lessons where we're checking out some different fills, phrases, and concepts to incorporate into your conga playing. Now, before we get started, make sure you hit like and subscribe, and turn on your notifications for the channel so you know when our next lesson is up. Now, one of the most common questions that pops up in our community forum on Conga Chops is how we can go about playing our Tumbao pattern at faster tempos. Now, of course we can simply practice playing our common one-drum Tumbao at blazing speeds, which is a great dexterity exercise. But at some point, it might get a bit tedious when we want to play at faster tempos for longer periods of time. Now there's a bunch of ways that we can go about this, but one of the simplest solutions is to just take out some notes from our common Tumbao pattern without sacrificing the feel or the groove. So let's see what this fast Tumbao pattern sounds like over a 2-3 clave at a slow tempo first, then we'll take a second to analyze it and speed it up. And feel free to clap the clave along as you listen so you can get used to where the accents lie in respect to the clave. So all we really did here was place a rest on the and of 1 and the and of 3 in the first bar, and play one single open tone at the end of the second bar as opposed to 2. Now, we also switched up the sticking a bit, from using 3 consecutive left-hand strokes like we normally would in the Tumbao, to alternating our hands right to left in certain spots, making the pattern easier to pull off at a faster tempo. And lastly, we stuck in some left-hand accented slaps, which you can play on the inside of the drum or out near the edge of the drum like a traditional slap to help the groove swing. So let's check that out a bit faster. So it's super important for us to be very secure with the pulse as we speed this up. And we also want to be aware of which direction the clave is flowing in and how our pattern locks up. Now, since this is a 2-bar phrase, there's 1 bar of the pattern that feels good and coincides with the 2 side of the clave, and 1 bar of the pattern that feels good and coincides with the 3 side of the clave. Now in this particular pattern, playing that single right hand open tone on beat 4 in the second bar really makes it clear that we're on the 3 side. Now, if you want to learn a bit more about the different claves, how to count them, and generally just more about how they work, be sure to check out the lesson on clave from our Conga Fundamentals course on CongaChops.com. So let's hear that one more time up to speed in 2-3 clave. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's a very simple way for us to play our Tumbao pattern more comfortably at faster tempos. And you can also feel free to leave an 8th note rest on the downbeat of the second bar and come in with a tip on the end of 1 if it feels more comfortable for you. Now, remember that speed is something that will develop gradually over time with consistent practice. So make sure you're taking the time to work on this pattern slowly at first. Get comfortable with the sticking and the tones, do your best to stay relaxed and lock up with the metronome, and make sure you strive for a nice clear sound even as you speed up. Now, although we'll always have the patterns we're learning notated here on screen, our ultimate goal is to internalize how things sound and feel so we can play them without having to read them. If you want to learn more about what we do on Conga Chops and how you can take your playing to the next level, come check us out at CongaChops.com. We're the #1 online resource for percussionists. We've got an incredible library of step-by-step courses and lessons, over 10 hours of exclusive practice loops, hand-picked Spotify playlists for every pertinent lesson and course on the site, and an amazing community forum where you can get one-on-one feedback on everything you're working on. Just click the link below to start your free 7-day trial and see what it's all about.